Hey bro, so if you had an electric guitar, I would definitely be saying play this shit on an electric when you get to the solo. Definitely the rest of it is acoustic, exactly, and a really good example if you listen to the main groove in the song of doing something ultra simple that they can pull off live, and like barely fuck all is happening in that. And it's such a good groove that it's like, it's like the fucking beginning of Midnight Rider. But so we start with this "Here We Go" section that goes plug in your headphones and then you can hear shit. Kid. Alright, so cool, so we got that part there. So yeah, this is our little abbreviated D chord without the high note going. I might have a correction from during lesson. During lesson, I might have been going one note, two notes, and I think it's actually 3 notes on the last one, or I wrote it wrong. But yeah, so just chord tones and then the whole thing. There we go. That's what we're actually doing. And then we get to the fun part. Cool. So we're gonna use our middle finger to get to C here. So we're gonna be going between that and the chord. So maybe just go real quick like, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and not doing it, it's like a chord like that, but one at a time like that. And this is in a lot of stuff. But yeah, cool. So we get in, and there's another guitarist going on the record, making it sound like that's a whole separate part, and the bassist is probably playing that too, but there we go. There's a couple times where he's like, but it's like once or twice, mostly it's really just doing the ba-dum, ba-dum, so then so yeah, it would be flat or A sharp going down, and then over here we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we are. You probably definitely have some kind of open strum transition in there. Or it's tough to say. It would work for one guitar version of this to just play C instead of C. You could just be like, and you're already. I wouldn't suggest some shortcut shit just because, but it turns out that it's like they're actually the same. So I would actually do that if I was playing it just me by myself. I would go. Cool. So that brings us to the solo, which is us talking about major pentatonic. So I'm gonna talk about the structure at the end. Aside from to say our stereo instructions for how do you do this shit for a major key, this shit being play a pentatonic number 1 solo is, and this is the note D here at the 10th fret, and this one here, but cool. So 2 frets higher than where we learned this stuff, these scales. So instead of, I'm gonna put my first finger on it and do it, which is the D minor pentatonic, or the, now we're gonna go, I'm gonna put my pinky on it. And it's like if I go, I do that again, sounds like blues, but if I go, so yeah, it works in both contexts. And like some B blues, it's just like, you can be like, getting these riffs from this to work. Cool. So there it is. You just throw your pinky on it. So when we learned, we were saying the A minor pentatonic is the C major pentatonic. So when would you use that? A song in A minor, something like a blues in A or a classic rock song in A, or a song in full-on C major. We're just 2 frets up from that. So there we go. And a good reminder, this is B, this is D, independently, I think, about other note names. Cool. So we're going to go for starts. So, yeah. I think the lowest, yeah, well, we end up, and then back behind it, we got 5-7-5-7, which in the key we first learned, it would be 3-5-3-5, chilling back there behind it. So yeah, a lot of solos are like that. So there are what do I do on the rest of the strings, but we're just gonna get to that when it comes up. Cool. So we have our. So there we're barring 2 strings with our pinky. It's the only time in the whole thing he does that. The rest of the time it's just so that. So we bend and hold it up there. And don't copy me. You've got normal size hands. Mine are a little smaller. So if I go back and forth between classical and regular, it's also because I learned these phrasings. Like this, I went for the first time when I was like 9 years old. So exact certain types of riffs, interestingly, I'll still play like I have 9-year-old hands, given that in a normal solo, we'll pretty often transition between this and this. But if you can get this stuff from over top, I'm sure that's what Dickie Best is doing. But yeah, so yeah, there we go. Alright, so now we get. So that's just with one high note. I'm sure he does. So yeah, there's a bend that sounds like one note, and so does that. So it's not. So we have been going this one. There's the thing I said at first. It's on my own time. So that we were just doing that. And then we've got. Yeah. I might have had just correction. It sounds more like so like, and then we see him go the thing where he goes back to that. I'm gonna use my whole first finger, so that it would sound fine to write what I wrote. For sure, also very little difference. But there we are. But. So that's definitely like section 1, you know? There we go. I'm doing this for fun, sir. Cool. And then we get. Alright. So we get this, which, like we've probably done by now if we haven't, cool, where we were playing A and putting in the pinky note up there, up here. But either way, pinky stays in the same place, and now we're going to lay our first finger on 1, 2, 3 strings 2, 3, and 4. Like we're in pentatonic 1 again, you know, just doing shit like that. So yeah, he goes, and that's not it's probably the least interesting thing he does this. But it does have the from and then. So there's the next thing. It's kind of here on the hard to hear. So let me just make sure I actually nailed the whole thing. So we have, yeah, all right, bet. How about this? Oh no. Okay, so now we've got, yeah, like, yeah, so there we go. We get our, cool. Then we have to go, or, sorry, after. So we were like, yeah, what I just did, but good instead, and then is our last one. So we've got just, you know what? There's no high note in that. It's just, so, regular notes, pull off, slide back, boom, and there we find ourselves in the behind the box. So all of that shit, pentatonic too, it's good in this. But yeah, you can stop at this point. I'm just gonna try the whole thing. Whatever's next, then we get. Anyway, cool, and that's gonna go C, B flat. So the opposite would have happened in the verse. If you want to jam along with the song, you can just be like, now we're in solo. Or the opposite would happen in the verse. Alright, cool. So there we are, D minor, pentatonic 1, and then a couple notes behind it. If this song happened to be in C, we'd just be doing the same thing in the key we learned it. So we're just 2 frets higher. Rock out, thanks for bringing that in. I mean, those, like, you could pretty much play 82 country solos now. They're just all this, you know, like pretty common. And, you know, there we go. Organically got to the, you keep your pinky there. And worth mentioning again, that there's the exception to the rule. There's us actually using the shape of our hand to play pentatonic 1, and it's because we never did bend there, and we also never slid forward there. But while we're at it, it'd be pretty tough. He might actually do the motherfucker that way, but we're good. And there it is, dude.